Hello, hello. Welcome to our podcast. I'm Kat Galarraga.
And I'm Gaby Coburn.
And this is
Besties Unfiltered.
Look at us go.
Woo.
We're getting that intro down.
I know.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. This is fun. Oh, I can't believe we're back. We're still
Goes
doing
by
this.
so fast.
This is the most consistency I've had in my life. Us for coming in here and recording. It's been really good for my routine. I like it. I get my time with you.
Mm-hmm.
We get to talk about really fun things.
Yes.
And I do think, okay, I want to bring this up before we get into everything. Every time, like, I'm doing, like, a daily thing or something that happens in my life that I'm, like, laughing to myself, like, I'm alone, I'm like, ha, 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 that's so funny. I take note of it. I'm like, I'm going to say this on the podcast. I'm going to share with everyone. So, okay, let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
So, have you ever noticed how freaking annoying it is when you go to pump your gas and you get stuck with the gas guzzler thing that doesn't have the little clip?
I literally just got gas before we went here.
And you have to stand there holding it the whole time.
That is
It happened to me the other
frustrating.
day, and I was so mad. And I was like, what do? I was like, do I pull into another one? Should I just keep pumping gas? Like, I stayed there.
I would stay there. The fact of, like, getting back in the car, looking for another spot, the other handle might be broken too. Like, you might as well.
It was too much, and I had, like, planned. I was like, well, I pump gas. I'm gonna answer some DMs. And I couldn't. I had to stand there because then I was afraid to hold my phone because they say that you can blow up.
I don't know if it's phone calls or if any message signal. I don't know where that came from.
It was just. I know it's the silliest thing, but I thought about it, and I was like, if anyone can relate to that moment, I was laughing by myself, though, after. I was like, ha, ha, ha.
I got lucky today. I got one that worked. No, you know what's even worse? When you get there, the pump's fine, and then the card reader is messed up, and you have to go to another one.
Oh, don't even get me started with the card reader.
Like, I don't know what's worse.
Because especially when you have the kids in the car.
Oh, well, I can't relate to that, but...
And it says, go to the cashier. I can't get up and go to the cashier.
Yeah.
Like, when I leave my kids here. No. Oh, it's the worst. But anyways, okay.
First world problems.
Yeah.
It happens. It's frustrating. It's especially when you're in a rush, too, or you just don't really have a lot of time. You're, like, running almost on empty. Your car's like, hey, go stop and get gas.
Yeah, and we live in Florida, so we have to pump our own gas. Why
Yes.
can't we do the same thing that New Jersey does?
Like, hello, can we have someone?
Yeah, like, why can't someone come and pump the gas for us?
For me, it's more of a germ thing. That's why I always have wipes in the side of my car. Like, I hate that. Imagine how many people must touch that handle a day.
That's gross. Yeah, I have a hand sanitizer.
Yeah, hand
bottle.
sanitizer. I have to wash my hands. Like, I'll have the wipe, but then as soon as I get home, I try not to touch my face. I try even not to touch my steering
me
wheel as
too.
much.
Yeah, I'm, like, going like this, like, moving my hair to the side with my wrist. I know. I do the same thing. But, yeah, if we can start a petition to get someone to pump our gas for us here in Florida.
Or all of them should have one of those little glove things. So you just put, like, one of the gloves and then use it.
Oh.
There's, like, some Amazon things, too, that you can use. They have, like, the little gripper things that you keep either in your car, and then you just grab the grip, and then you, I don't know, throw it out or wash it every now and then.
That's interesting. I have one of those.
We could talk about this for a whole episode, too.
Sorry, I had to bring up the gas story because I'd been thinking about it, and I really wanted to share with everyone. So
It happens.
Thanks for listening to my
Anytime.
pumping gas story.
No, it's great. It happens.
But today we have a very special podcast topic that we want to talk to you guys. It's the month of March. I know it's kind of like the last day of March or maybe the day before the last day of March, but
Yeah, we're getting there.
Women's Month, right, is the month of March, International Women's Day. Woo! Just really reflecting on how powerful women are.
Yes, we are.
Kind of, we can rise together. This is our moment to shine. And
Bring each other up.
Yes. So we want to leave you guys with this podcast to encourage you and to really help you grow if, you can take
Feel
away
confident.
Yeah, we're going to talk about increasing self-worth, as well as way to stay confident, little things you can do and things that we've tried that have worked for us, and we're still practicing and learning and growing together. So welcome to this journey of self-worth.
All right, Gaby, take the lead.
Oh, okay. So one thing that I I read this somewhere and I kind of took it to heart and I was like, wow, this is really good. Don't accept behavior that you wouldn't accept for your children / your bestie. So don't accept, like if someone's treating you in one way and you feel uncomfortable and if you just put your bestie in your shoes, be like, would you want someone treating your best friend like that?
Yeah.
Or put your kids in your shoes and say, would you want that person treating your kids like that? If you say no, then they should not be treating you like that.
Yeah.
So start saying no, start stepping away from that type of behavior.
Yeah.
Or tell someone, hey, that made me feel uncomfortable. Like, start speaking up and stand up for yourself and give yourself that self-worth. Like, you should not be talked down to. So, I know we always want it. Like, we always have our besties back. Like,
yeah, I feel like
those moments.
When it comes to ourselves, we always try to justify it for the other person, especially if it's like somebody close to you or another friend, or if you're in a relationship, you always try to almost look for the good. Or at least me. I try to, oh, no, it's because of this, or oh, because they're stressed, or oh, because you're not a punching bag. Like, you have to either communicate with them, like, hey, you took it a little too far today, or like you said, like, would you want somebody else to speak to somebody you cared about in that way or in that tone?
And I used kids and our best friends because those are someone, like, that's a typical feeling to have, is like you really had like that motherly.
Yeah, you really care about them.
Or I always like think about like back in college, like we would go out and with my best friend, and if a guy, did something or said something to my friend or my best friend, whoever was with me, that I was like, heck no, I would stand up for her and I would say, back off, or like you need to go and leave. And so it's kind of like being your own advocate. And so standing up for yourself and kind of do like an outer body experience. Take yourself out of the position and say, okay, I'm going to stand up for myself. So that was my first one. I was like, I got to share this because it's huge. We need to start speaking up. Yeah,
I feel like sticking up for yourself is super important, and again, not justifying their behavior.
Yeah, I like that. Ooh, this is intense.
So let's do like an upper versus like going back and forth.
Okay.
A good tip when you're kind of in those situations is always say things with a smile. It confuses people because they don't take it as like a negative thing. So kind of approaching the situation, be like, hey, excuse me, if that came off a little bit harsh, like, would you mind, maybe communicating with us and how you meant that? Or confusing people is just a lot of fun. I've actually been doing that lately. Wow. And throw it back at them with a smile.
Interesting.
And they won't take it personally.
Like you're right. A smile does change someone's perception on you as well. And maybe you're not trying to be mean, and you are really just being genuinely just open about the conversation. Yeah. And so doing it with a smile can add a little touch. It's like adding a cherry on top.
Yeah, it just makes it not so aggressive. Because a lot of people, I guess it also depends on the situation you're in. Like, if somebody spoke to my sister and with a specific tone, like, you're really quick to be like, hey, like, back off. Like, who do you think you are? Yeah. But if you're like, hey, like, how about you go somewhere else right now? Like, cool off for a second and then come back. Like, you're going to be like, what? It's way better because sometimes they want that reaction out of you. People just sometimes want attention.
Yeah, the smile is going to help.
I think so, at least.
Good. Another thing, and this is going to be a stretch, but I promise you it works.
Okay.
And you can bring in the smile as well.
Okay.
It's, doing stuff for others. So this is almost the opposite now. Like, before you're like, oh, standing up for myself, only doing stuff for myself. And now I'm going to bring it in and doing stuff for others. So this is going to increase your self-worth because it's going to being part of a community and giving to a community is one, you're helping people out. Yeah. And two, you're increasing your value. You're doing something that you're proud of. You're doing something that you like. You feel good. And that's just gonna bring your like demeanor up. It's gonna bring your it's gonna bring your confidence up because you're gonna feel proud of who you are because you're doing these things. And it doesn't have to go. You don't have to do the most extreme thing. It can be, I don't know, once every so often you go help out at a nonprofit. And if you're like, I have no time, I can't do that, that's okay. But you could do something else. Maybe one day you call up a friend and just say, hey, what can I do for you today? Like, I just want to help you out with something. And I think it's going to help increase that self-worth value in yourself. And it's nice. it's nice to help people out and be part of a community and really...
And just being kind, too. I feel like I've been seeing that a lot lately where people have just been kind of harsh and not just, I don't know, genuinely nice to other people. This is something I always catch myself doing, and people tell me, like, oh my God, you're so nice. I always hold the door for people, especially moms. If I see a mom come in with a stroller, like one kid in hand, one kid on the stroller, one kid's walking around, like, hold the door for them. Like, ask, hey, can I help you for a second? Yeah. Specifically the other day, there was this one mom that I was at, like, my nephew's baseball game. There was this one mom that literally was juggling it all, nobody in sight. I was like, hey, like, how about, do you want me to hold your bag while you, like, pay for the things? Because she just had so much going on. I was like, let me hold this bag for you. It took 2 seconds. I was waiting for my food anyways. I might as well help her while I'm at it. It made me feel so good, and she just genuinely maybe needed somebody in that moment to be like, wow, thank you so much for seeing me, or just being seen. I don't know. Compliments and helping people always kind of make me feel good too.
Yeah, and what is that saying? It's just like pay it forward or something, or when, I mean, I always think of when you're in the drive-through at like a fast food place and they're like the person in front of you had paid for you and so then you just keep doing it. I used to work at Chick-fil-A when I was in college, and I became manager, and I had this whole vision for myself that I was going to keep going in Chick-fil-A, and sometimes I think about it and I wish I did, but my life took a different direction. But I saw so much of that, and just even seeing it made me feel good. I was like, wow, this is
really nice.
You know, a really good place to be, and just seeing that, and also it's almost like incentivizing everyone to kind of do something good. But yeah, I like that too. Just like one little thing that you can help someone, and it's going to make you feel good. Yeah. Who doesn't want to feel good?
No, always. Always.
Yeah, and then, okay, go ahead.
Playing off of that is complimenting people too. I compliment random strangers. I mainly women. I don't feel comfortable enough telling a guy like, hey, your shirt looks good. But I'll compliment other women, especially outfits. So if I see somebody wearing like a really cute like activewear, I'll be like, wow, girl, you look so good. Like, I love your activewear. Where'd you get your leggings? Again, it'll spark up a little conversation. They're like, what, me? Oh, I got these a long time ago or whatever. I don't know why. That's also a response people do. They almost are like, you're complimenting me? Like, wait, why?
Yeah, they put themselves down.
Take the compliment. Yeah, take the compliment.
It's hard sometimes if you're not used to taking things, and that can be hard, but the more us women community just keep doing that and
say thank you. Like, don't bring yourself down. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And be genuine. If you don't really like her leggings, don't say anything.
Right. No. Like, I really did. Genuinely say something nice, or glasses, whatever it may be that caught your eye.
I think there's more of that happening now, Kat. I'm glad you brought that up, because I was at a coffee shop here the other day, and I was just working, and obviously you hear things happening in the coffee shop, and it was going back and forth. And these two adorable girls, like, they were so cute. Must have been influencers because they were, I don't know, whatever. They looked adorable.
Okay.
They went up to this younger girl who was just working on her computer or reading a book, and they said, hey, like, I really like your outfit. You look gorgeous today. And she was almost the same reaction. Like,
what, me today?
Like, you're talking about me?
Yeah.
And they just kept complimenting her. And then they said, have a great day. And they left. And I was like, oh, that was so nice. That was beautiful. So it was really good to see that. And you're right, Kat. Like, we need to do that.
Well, I've followed this account for a long time. It's actually, I think, like a coffee shop in LA or something. Their whole feed is yellow. It's like La La Land or something like that. Something similar. I'll link the account in any description or bio that you can see our podcast. But their whole marketing is based on giving people compliments. They literally all go in a car, or whoever, is recording that clip of the day goes in a car, and they start shouting out like really cool one-liners at people. And they're like, did you drop your crown because you are a king today, or whatever? It's so cheesy, but it's so cute. And you see everybody's reactions are so genuinely happy. And they're like, oh, no, you did. I love you too. Yeah. And they always end it with, I love you. And everybody says it back. And they're complete strangers.
That's so cool.
And it's so cute. It's a mood booster. If you need a mood booster, check out their account.
That's so cool. Yeah, you'll have to share that.
That's fun.
I want to see that. That's really nice. And that's fun. And why not, say nice things about community. Yeah, and then another way that I've noticed, and this is something I've seen over time in my life, and I've read about it reading about it. So to increase your self-worth, something you can do is reading. Just read. I don't care if it's a magazine. I don't care if it's a blog, a book, an article somewhere that you found, whatever it is, or even it could be fiction, nonfiction, research. Just read. And I promise you, your self-worth is going to grow. Yeah. I love reading. Reading can do so much. And I made a little note in my phone because I was trying to just think about, like, okay, how can I, like, compare what reading is to self-worth? Okay. And I put, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous, but I'm going to read it. It said reading, this is so, reading is like eating spinach, resting, and laughing all at once. Eating spinach? Like eating spinach, yeah, because spinach is like gives you strength. Okay. Okay, resting. Break each one down, okay. Resting is like you're resting your body, so it's like giving your time to like digest. De-stress, like relax a little bit. And also like gather all the information you're reading. And then laughing. You know how they say like laughing, I don't know, does like endorphins. And it like stimulates your mood. Your mood. So that's why I was like, hey, reading can do all of this. That is the weirdest analogy I've ever written in my life. No but it works. No one's saying anything. No. So I don't know. I was really just trying to like break it down. That was really cute. Whatever. But I just want to say, like, and reading can help you in so many ways. And you learn things when you're reading. You're learning new words and your vocabulary changes. But also, it can help you in a moment of depression. It can help you in a moment of stress and just kind of like stepping away. Yeah. An experience I had is I went through a really bad breakup in high school. And I kind of didn't know who I was. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know who my friends are because I had dated for a very long time. Kat knows this, almost 4 years with this person all through high school. Like, high school is a significant part of your life. Yeah, and I feel like that kind of starts your journey, too, in other relationships. And so I kind of felt lost, and I hated to read. Yeah. Like, in high school, I hated to read. Well, maybe it was the relationship that made me hate reading. I don't know. But I picked up the saga book of Twilight. I read the whole thing. Like, well, that time, I don't know if all of them were out, but the 3 were out. I read it all in a week. Those are chunky. So you were a Twilight fan? Yeah, but it just like brought self-worth in me and made me feel good about myself. It was something you did for you that you liked. And it was like my alone time, like we were talking about in the last podcast, but it just felt really good. And so I encourage everyone to read, and that will help your self-worth. I love reading. And there's a book for any topic, too. Either if you want like a self-help book, there's a millions of those that are fun, and it's not this like... Not that therapy is a bad thing, but it's not like a therapeutic read where it's, just knowledge on mental health. Like, there are some health books that are so fun and carefree and just uplifting. They don't have to be so educational in that sense, where it's like a fun read. Because with me, like, if you give me too much education, I know Bad Habits is a really good book, but it can feel like a textbook at times. There's other books where, like, Kate Hudson came out with a really good book, and it talks about, like, mental health, food, wellness. Like, again, I bring her up in, like, every podcast, too. She's an icon. She's going to be a guest one day. I hope so. Oh, my God. Make my dreams come true. If anyone has a connection to her, please let us know. I would cry. My mom, before you continue, my mom follows her brother. Yes, they're hilarious. They have a podcast too. What's his name? I don't know. She always sends me his reels. Okay. They're hilarious. Yeah, they're really funny. Oh gosh, I have to find them. Okay. And they have a sibling podcast, so they bring siblings up on their podcast, which is really cool. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. But back to her book. Her book is really good, and it's more uplifting, like more carefree. It's not so textbook, like get a highlighter, reread, look up this definition. It's lighthearted. It's fun. It goes by fast. It's a great book that I recommend. Yeah, I'll have to check that one. Can you link that somewhere? Yeah, I'll link it too. Kat with all these links. She's the best. I got you. She knows everything, everywhere, where you can get it. That's why you're in my life. Oh, one of the reasons why you're in my life. Oh, yeah, and that goes back to the self-love. Like, I genuinely want what's best for her. You genuinely want what's best for me. And sometimes we, go through whether it's, family, relationships, friendships, all those things go into play with your mood too, which will affect you in the long run. So we want to make sure that all those relationships you're communicating and you're putting in that work. Yeah. And then apart from like increasing your self-worth, kind of goes hand in hand is the confidence. Yes. Being confident, loving yourself. And this can take time. This is not something you're going to go to sleep tonight and you're going to wake up and be like, I love myself forever. If like this is something you're not used to, that's okay to not, change overnight. Like it's something to work on. Yeah. Start doing things that's going to, like the self-worth things, but also your confidence. Yeah. Things I'm going to talk about confidence now. Fake it till you make it.
Yes.
And that helps. Like,
absolutely.
I know that's so cliche, but really it works. It's almost like you're manifesting yourself, and you just fake it till you make it. And then one thing leads to another. And so, like, I don't know.
It's almost like an alter ego.
Yeah. And it's like, it's okay. You're not lying.
No.
You're just
helping yourself kind of get through that situation. Yeah.
Like, I started doing content creation. In the beginning, I was still learning. I was still figuring it out. But I was booking. And that's because I was like, yeah, I do content creation. And I was doing fake content creation. Like, I went home and I got, like, a box of cereal and did photography on my cereal.
Yeah. And those are fun. I remember seeing those. Yeah.
I made, like, a portfolio off of that. And it was not for Kellogg's. I promise you, they did not hire me to do that. But I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to create this portfolio. I have it done. If they like it, great. And I kind of faked it till I made it. I didn't tell them I was working with Kellogg's.
Yeah, but it can open other doors to other food products or anything else. It's like, oh, wow, look at how cool she created this content.
Yeah, and that's where I kind of was like, okay, this is a good one to, like, just do that, fake it. And then it starts manifesting, and you start to believe, you start to trick your brain. Yeah. You're tricking your brain to think that you are that, whatever you are. And you are good. You are really good. Yeah. You just got to tell your brain you're good. And stop it from, from your brain telling you that you're not good enough, because you are.
Another good trick that I'm going to kind of go off of on that is, again, being confident in conversations as well. And that goes into asking questions back. People don't want to hear about you. They want to feel important and how they can come into this conversation. So, which is why I always ask questions and repeat people's names. So as soon as I meet somebody, I'll say, I don't know, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. It's so good to meet you. Like, how did you hear about this event? I'm asking about her. I said her name. I try to only limit myself to saying their name, like, twice, because then it gets kind of, like, creepy. Like, why is she saying my name so many times? Limit yourself to, like, twice, but within that first 3 minutes of meeting that person, and ask them questions.
I have to use that, because I always forget people's names, and I feel terrible for forgetting names. But I like that, just kind of, like, repeating the name immediately after you, once you meet them.
As soon as you meet them, say it back.
Oh, that's great. It's
psychologically, they say if you say it 3 times within meeting the person, within the first, 5 minutes of meeting them, you're more likely to remember their name.
That's a good confidence booster, because how good does it feel to, like, be able to remember someone's name and use them and directly speak to them, and then the perception they have on you, like, wow, they said my name, like, they care. Yeah,
and then if you are put in a situation where you have met them before and you don't remember their name, don't say it's good to meet you. The options that you have, say it's good to see you.
Oh, yeah. That's happened to me before.
Yeah, that's good tricks just on, like, etiquette and meeting people that I've just recently learned.
That's good. Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said things like, nice to meet you. They're like, we met yesterday.
Yeah, I know. So, oh my God, I hate being put in that position.
Yeah. Another thing that I do to kind of, like, boost my confidence is, and something I'm still working on, is dropping perfectionism and comparison.
Yes. Especially nowadays.
Yeah. And that's something I still kind of do sometimes, and I, like, catch myself. And I say, okay, stop. Perfectionism, I would not, this is, like, okay, with posting on Instagram. Yeah. I would not post things because it wasn't perfect to my eye. Yeah. I was like, oh no, my hair flip is to the left instead of the right. I'm not posting. Yeah. You know how many things, like, it went by, and I would keep doing that and keep doing it. And then I would complain to myself. I'm like, okay, I'm not posting my stuff, and I'm not sharing, and I'm not, connecting with friends. And it's like, I was always stopping myself from being out there, because I was like, it's not good enough. I'm not good enough. It's not, it's not perfect. And that can kind of start bringing you down. So as soon as you just start doing it, like, whatever that is that's, like, not perfect for you, if you can just get over that, pick one thing. Yeah. And then just start getting over it, you're going to feel really good about yourself. You're like, okay. And every time you're going to get better and better and better. It's going to be better. And then the comparison is like, no one here is the same. So you can't compare.
Nobody's perfect.
No one is perfect.
Everybody's always going to show the best picture of the 50 pictures they took.
Yeah. And now that there's I think it's on TikTok or Instagram, but, like, they show the same person and she's standing sideways and she does
it's like
the
the
belly
comparison.
out, the belly in, the butt out, and like
it's
each
angles,
one,
it's lighting.
and it's the same girl. And I promise you, we're always gonna pick the best one. Sure, why not? I want to look good too, but don't let that bring you down when you're not exactly like someone else, or you're comparing yourself with someone else, because you are beautiful how you are.
Everyone is beautiful.
Yeah, and we love you.
Always. Well, I hope you guys, did you have any other tips or things to say?
I'm good.
Yeah, I think we should leave it up on that, because nowadays it's so hard to really compare yourself and see, oh my God, I'm not as pretty as her, I'm not as skinny as her, I don't have this like this person does, or even their lifestyle. And it's, again, everybody's going to post the best things. And just recently now I'm seeing people really be more realistic and real in themselves and really showing like unedited things, cellulite here. Like, I love that. No makeup. I think for the first time I went makeup free on TikTok to show like an eye cream, and I felt so good about it. Because mind you, full glam. But for me to for me to come no makeup here like would take a lot. But that's just me, because I feel comfortable and I feel my best with makeup, and that's how I express an art form in my sense.
Yeah, that's great. And good for you, like that you took that step.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I'm really maturing and growing up. Feeling good.
You're trying something new.
Yeah, why not?
You felt good about it. That's the best part.
Hey, unfiltered.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope this encourages you guys or helps you in some way.
Yes.
Power to the women, and happy International Women's Month.
Yes.
And
Girl power.
See you next Thursday.
Bye, guys. Thank you.